Ghana, the world's second largest producer of cocoa, has seen its 2024 export earnings plummet to $1.7 billion, the lowest in 15 years. An analysis of data from the Bank of Ghana shows that cocoa export earnings have fallen below the $2 billion mark, representing a sharp 25.4% decline in just a year.
Gold, cocoa and crude oil are Ghana's top 3 foreign exchange earners. However, the cocoa sector is unique. This is because Ghana retains over 90% of the foreign exchange generated. This happens because the Ghana Cocoa Board controls the entire cocoa sector, unlike the gold and crude oil markets where private players dominate. This means that cocoa is crucial to Ghana's economy. Therefore, any shocks in the cocoa sector would have far-reaching consequences.
This drop is largely attributed to dwindling production, which has shrunk by over 11% within the same period. The decline in forex inflows from cocoa is exacerbated by illegal mining activities, smuggling, and crop diseases, all of which have significantly impacted yields.
It is a difficult situation for the country at the moment, where we've not been able to find lasting solution to illegal mining activities. And I mean, if you look at the situation, more than 5 regions have been affected by illegal mining activities, and majority of these regions are places where cocoa farming also goes on. And so, in fact, if you go to the Ashanti region and parts of the Western region, for instance, you see a cocoa farm on one side, illegal mining sites also on the other side.
In just 3 years, Ghana's cocoa output has fallen from over 1 million metric tons in 2021 to slightly above 500,000 tons in 2024.
There are actually a cocktail of factors affecting Ghana's cocoa sector. And over the years, or over the past 5 years, we've seen production coming down from as high as over 1 million tons a year to now roughly a little bit above 500,000 tons. And this is simply because of the illegal mining activities going on in the country, also coupled with smuggling activities. For instance, we've looked at the data, and you cannot be losing on average 150,000 tons to smuggling and still expect to get more revenues from cocoa exports.
This dramatic reduction has also weakened the country's ability to secure favorable terms in the syndicated loan market.
For many years, the Ghana Cocoa Board has relied on syndicated loans, essentially large loans obtained from a group of banks to finance its operations. With an average syndicated loan of $1 billion to $1.8 billion, it became increasingly difficult for Ghana to reassure investors that we have enough cocoa beans to pay back these loans. As a result, the Ghana Cocoa Board has shifted its focus to self-financing. But with an almost non-existent local bond market and tight fiscal conditions, payment to farmers has become relatively slow. And as a result, most times, this has increased the effect of smuggling.
Despite Ghana and its western neighbor Côte d'Ivoire jointly accounting for over 60% of global cocoa production, both nations have struggled to benefit from the recent surge in global cocoa prices due to forward sales agreement. In 2024, global cocoa prices soared by a record 157%. Yet, Ghana recorded its lowest export revenue since 2010. The country's cocoa earnings have been on a downward trend since 2022, when production and export volumes started to decline. In October 2024, a Joy News research report projected that cocoa export earnings would fall below $2 billion, a development that has now materialized.
We definitely saw this coming. I mean, we started observing the data right from the beginning of last season, somewhere 2023. And it was clear that it was going to be difficult for the country to make that 2 billion threshold in terms of cocoa export revenues. And so usually around October, export revenues should be hitting somewhere around $1.7 or $1.6 billion. But in 2023-2024 season, something different happened where in August, we were still recording below $1 billion, dollars in terms of the cocoa exports revenue. And so it was clear that, Ghana wasn't going to meet or cross the 2 billion threshold.
With earnings dipping below this critical threshold, Ghana's already fragile economy faces increased pressure. The continued decline in cocoa revenue is expected to further strain the Ghanaian cedi, worsening the nation's fiscal challenges.